In a world
without light.
full of darkness and treacherous things.
There's also nice things, but they're really smelly sometimes.
Oh, that's pretty rough. You should probably clean that off.
But there's definitely not any light.
No, definitely not.
Oh Jesus, fuck! Oh God,
Oh,
that scared the shit out of me.
Start. It begins.
Welcome to Neon Pocket Dimension.
That's a good
Welcome
way.
to
That's a good way to start it off.
DARKCAST 2. Chon chon chon. Sound alerts are on. If you're here live, you can abuse us. Oh yeah, there's Miguel. Yeah, let's get a little bit of light so that we can. I'll turn my screen up. So like, hey, we're here.
Oh, there I am.
We're in a dark room. Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm here with Gage in the middle. Gage, can you turn up your light
Hello.
for a second there?
I'm
so they
trying.
know.
I feel like that's pretty bright. Oh,
Yeah, they can sort of see your glasses, but
you
turning
can kind
my
of see my glasses.
brightness down.
I can't see a thing.
It's pretty
you go.
dark in here, although it could be darker, I guess. But this is as dark as it's gonna be up in here.
It's studio. There's like some LEDs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, it's mostly the TV in front of me, so I think I'll work on turning down the brightness anyway. But hey, DARKCAST 2, here we are. We did this last year. We talked about this in our first brainstorming meeting ever. We're going to do this every year as close to Halloween as we can go. So we're in dark rooms. We're going to talk about dark shit. If you don't know how to redeem your channel points, all you need to do is when you're in the chat, you'll see on the bottom left, you may see a green treasure chest. Click that once. You'll get your channel points. And then you'll see like kind of a little coin. So click on that coin and you'll find all the sound alerts. There's a whole bunch of them. Test them out. And they're there this time to fuck with us, to scare us. So, yes, rock and roll. We're Jesus. Fucking Christ. Yeah, we see you too. I hope you like all the gifts
I've
and
been
stuff.
hiding under your bed. Gonna put your head between two slices of bread.
That one's just fun.
That one just gives us joy. That one brings us joy.
That one's just Jesus fucking Christ.
That one's the gnarly one.
That one scares me. But like all of them kind of scare me. I do need to turn this bread song down just a tad. Okay, let's try that.
Now we will have chaos. Is exoteric.
But that's what we're here for. So what is DARKCAST? Well, guess what? We're in dark rooms. That's most of it. So yeah. Again, I'm here with Gage. I'm here with Miguel. Miguel is not even home, man. Will you tell us where you're at?
I am not home. I am in New Orleans right now.
New Orleans.
Yeah, you know it's
Where it's 9 o'clock.
Oh, that's only 2 hours. Well, you technically 9:30. We're a little late, but hey.
Yeah, it's 9:30.
DARKCAST takes a little extra setup. You know what I mean?
Apparently.
Sorry, but yeah, it's the most haunted city in the world apparently, which would make it scary.
You don't want to go down that road.
That road. You don't want to go down that road. So I thought it might be kind of scary for him to podcast out of a haunted New Orleans bedroom or hotel room.
I don't know if it's haunted, but sure, why not?
It's
we
all
can
haunted.
pretend.
It's all haunted. Gage, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling spooky in the dark.
Yeah.
I've got, I've been reading lots of creepypastas and,
Nice.
I'm ready for some DARKCAST round 2.
Sweet. Yeah. So I can't really remember what we did last time on DARKCAST, but we did a creepypasta episode this last year. Did a creepypasta episode the week before, and this time around we're doing it right. We're gonna save the creepypasta for this episode, but we'll also talk about some like scary stories. And then because Miguel's in New Orleans, I thought it'd be fun to bring up some of the stuff I learned from the ghost tour we went on. So there now I'm really turning the bright. Oh my God, it's getting darker in this studio right now. I do not like it. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get buck wild. Where's the exit button? There it is. And we're gonna get spooky. So let's kick it off with our patented. We're still gonna do it. We're gonna do our Weibnu. We'll keep it short though, of course.
Sure.
Which stands for what you've been nerding out on. So who wants to go first? Swing.
Maybe since
feel like
Miguel's probably been nerding out on
I was
New
I
Orleans,
was
maybe
gonna
I'll go
say
first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because it'll kind of transition us in there a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good
yeah,
idea.
that
Good with
works.
that.
Cool.
And that is me, Jacob. You picked the right window. Correct.
Awesome. Yeah, you're in the middle. If you
I'm
missed
in the
it.
middle.
Okay.
I have been nerding out on. Oh, hey.
There you go.
Perfect setup.
That's a fun one.
I should do it like more like this. I have been nerding out on.
You have been nerding out on.
Two video games.
Oh.
No, I don't know. I was just being the count for a second. I've been nerding out on Halo Infinite Season 5, which
yeah.
is appropriate for the season. It is the flood themed, which is the scariest part of the Halo universe, probably. A universe spanning virus / zombie that could literally wipe out entirety of life in the universe. Pretty crazy. So yeah, it's pretty fun so far. A bunch of flood themed armor and weaponry. Like my shotgun now looks like it's got like flood pustules like bursting out of it. It's pretty cool. And yeah, having some fun. There's some new maps. One of which is like the location where they mine all of the crystals for the Needler. So that was kind of a cool one.
Yeah, I like that level. Dude, so many sight lines from like every direction, right?
Yeah, you're really a sitting duck for sure. But enjoying it for sure. And then the other map was like some cool ancient ruin type of thing looking, and then some great like community maps and community game modes and things like that, along with some other cool new I think it's called extraction mode in Halo. So yeah, it's been fun. We jumped in the other night. We weren't super successful. But I was kind of warming up, so I probably could have pulled my weight. But actually, it was because our stupid teammates wouldn't put the goddamn flag in the goddamn place where you put the flag.
I'm not blaming you at all. I'm blaming them.
Yeah, no,
Well,
I just
fuck
mean
those
I
guys.
probably could have popped a few more heads, but you know how it goes. But last night I got on and I was fucking slaying. I was excited. You know what I realized? My couch is further back from my TV than it usually is right now because we have this like altar for an Indian holiday that's happening currently in our living room, so it takes up some space, so we had to move our couch further back. And then I sat in a chair closer to the TV like I usually do, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so much better now. So I think that might have helped.
Nice. That's awesome.
And then what else am I nerding out on? Let's see. I guess last week we haven't, since I wasn't here, I went up and saw Tool in Oregon, and that was fucking excellent. So I've been nerding out a lot of Tool lately because I've been back on a kick after seeing them. And that's been really fun. And then final thing, I'll be quick about it, but I've been doing lots of DJ practice sets because I'm spinning a show on Friday night. It's a BDSM themed Halloween party.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's gonna be a gay old time for sure. There you go. Yeah, it's gonna be a gay old time. I'm gonna play some like some hardcore techno and like kind of dark like Halloweeny electro music, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. Everyone's gonna be getting kinky with it, but it should be a good grimy dance party. It's at a place we've mentioned before on the podcast, Richard's Goat, which is that goat themed Satan-y bar, so it'll be a good place for it.
Nice. Yeah, we used to have, I don't know if we still have it here, but we had like a BDSM style like event here too. I just can't remember the name. It was in Vegas like
a fet night type of thing or something. Yeah.
I think it's like
Probably
Freaks and Angels and Demons, or like Freaks and Somethings. I can't remember.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it had like an interesting name like that. What?
Oh.
Well, someone went
Ghost.
to the
Oh, sorry.
Someone went to the dimension of darkness there for a second. I'm wondering
Just trying to find a soundboard. I don't got a soundboard.
Ooh. You're just gonna have to do it with your mouth again, like last time.
Wah. That's hot.
Great job.
Yeah, I wonder why that didn't redeem this time. That's boring.
I bet you it's gonna pop up randomly, and that'll be even scarier. So that's fine.
That will. I'm just gonna do it like this.
or Beaker. You know,
Feel every day.
I'll switch to my wife new. Been playing a lot of games, obviously, as I have been. But I beat Armored Core 6. I don't think that happened last week. So finally done with that game. New Game Plus is cool. I immediately tried it out and I was intrigued. So I was like, yeah, baby, this is great. I want to play more. Played a few missions, and one of the missions gave me an extra option that wasn't available in the actual first playthrough at all. Or I missed it. I don't know. But I was like, oh, this is sick. So, yeah, enjoying that. Definitely will encourage you to get into New Game Plus with Armored Core 6. But that
it's interesting because I think because I have a different ending than yours.
Fuck.
Ah, there it is.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Damn it.
That got me.
Gonna get me.
That really got me. You were right.
It's true. I knew it was just gonna pop up randomly. That was great.
That's so
I think
funny.
because I got a different ending than yours, my New Game Plus start is different than yours. So,
wow.
So yeah, it's interesting. I do think you and I at some point we should get on here and just do like a quick 10 to 20 minute spoiler cast for it. It'd be fun just to talk about our endings and like our favorite bosses, you know?
Yeah, definitely we're going to do that more too because I've been playing Mario Wonder as well, which is incredible. I'm loving that game. The first time I played it, we did our Tacos and Terror event, which I'll mention as well, which this year I made carnitas and regular tacos. It was delicious. Had Miguel over and our Miguel, Polly Pocket, and our friend Mike, who was on the podcast a couple weeks ago. And yeah, we watched Talk to Me, which is really good. I recommend renting it. I'm sure it'll be on streaming services eventually, but
That was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Pretty great horror film. Definitely recommend it to everyone.
Great job.
Thank you. But then afterward, as a palate cleanser, played Mario Wonder. And that was a blast. We played with 4-player couch co-op. It was completely chaotic.
Oh, nice. I
got Mochi Squeeze to play with me as well. That was a really, really fun time. Then I went back and to all the levels we beat and collected everything, played the shit out of it. So I'm in World 4. I'm really enjoying it. And we plan on doing a spoiler cast for that as well, Steven and I. And unfortunately, Steven can't be here tonight. He's dealing with some personal BS, unfortunately. But, hey, we wish him luck. I'm sure he's fine. He'll be back next time.
Yeah, he's good.
I just wanted to at least call out that him and I will do a Mario Wonder spoiler cast. So, yeah, as we beat these games, we'll talk about them. Which, I mean, I guess we could do that for freaking, what's it called? God of War Ragnarok, whenever I finish that one. Miguel. Who knows when, though.
I'm going to need a refresher by the time you do that.
Right. I know, because the next thing I want to do...
I don't have a PlayStation 5, and I still might beat it before you do.
That's possible. Well, it's because the next thing I got to beat Final Fantasy 16. I got to beat Spider-Man 1 and Miles so I can get to 2. I have a lot of PlayStation games to play, so... okay, and then let's get into Miguel's Wibe New.
I've been just nerding out on, I guess, New Orleans, you could say. I don't know.
Nice.
That's what I've been doing. That's where I've been since, Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Just been eating food. We've been going to a bunch of different places. We've been taste testing beignets, and my favorite comes from a place called Morning Call.
Morning Call.
If you come out here, you just take the Canal Street streetcar all the way to the very, very last stop before it turns back around, and it's right across the street.
Nice.
I think they're the best, and apparently so do the locals, and it's really, really good. So
nice.
Cool.
I highly recommend it. That's how they should be. That's how they should taste. They're like I was telling Polly Pocket, they're like fluffy powder sugar clouds.
Fluffy powdered. It's hard to say. Fluffy powdered sugar clouds.
Powdered sugar clouds.
Fluffy powdered sugar clouds.
Whereas I know Mochi Squeeze was saying that her favorite beignets were from Cafe Beignet.
Yeah,
I had those and I was very sad.
Yeah, I thought they were too heavy, kind of like, you know what I mean?
They're way too doughy, dude.
Yeah,
they're just like not okay.
I'd like Cafe Du Monde more, personally.
Cafe Du Monde, between those two, Cafe Du Monde is the best. But between all of the ones that I've had, I think it's got to be Morning Call, to be honest with you.
Nice.
So if you're out here again, Morning Call. And I've been eating all sorts of different places. I went on a swamp tour yesterday, which was really cool. Got to see a bunch of alligators and trash pandas.
Nice.
I wasn't expecting the trash pandas, but there was a ton of trash pandas. That was really nice.
Cute.
Lots of turtles. It was nice being out in the middle of nowhere.
Awesome.
What else did we do? We went to the aquarium today, which was pretty cool. I liked the aquarium. Got to see, more wildlife. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, it's also an insectarium, which I didn't realize that. But apparently, they have a whole wing of just insects.
Really?
Which we didn't do. Yes, just insects, and it looked like they had a really big butterfly room. So, as Polly Pocket said, if a cloud fell from the sky, it would be a beignet for Morning Call. And she is correct. It would be a beignet for Morning Call.
Bold statement. Bold.
So, but yeah, just food, man. Just food mainly. We've been doing out here.
Food, man. Food.
But yeah, good time. This city's really fun.
Have you tried the char grilled oysters yet?
Yeah, I've had them.
Fuck yeah.
They're good, dude.
That's
some good shit out here.
How about the gator bites?
I love a charred oyster.
I didn't have any gator bites. I had a gator sausage. What is it? Po' boy today. That was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
What are gator bites?
Yum.
Just pieces of gator that are deep fried and battered.
Oh, okay, nice, perfect.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And if you've had gator, it kind of tastes like chicken.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. So is frog. Yep. Frog's pretty similar to chicken too, just like a little more oily.
It's like fishy chicken frog.
Yeah, frog looks like chicken and behaves like chicken, but tastes like a fish. It's really weird and cool.
It's got a little fish stank to it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
Texture. I'd say texture-wise.
The first time I had frog was in San Francisco, and it was at a Thai restaurant. It was covered in garlic.
Ooh.
So it was actually really good.
First time the
great part was
fried frog too. It's really bomb.
And the best part was it was cut up in pieces, so it didn't look like just like straight up legs. Which made it easier to eat, I think.
Nice.
Give it to us raw and wriggling.
I want the whole frog on a stick, please. Thank you very much.
I've had whole frog before. It's pretty good. There's this place called Kenka in St. Mark's in New York. And they have like a normal menu and a kind of like intimidating, scary menu.
With adventurous menu.
Yeah, adventurous menu. It's got like intestines and bull testicles and fried frog and stuff like and blood soup and stuff like that. The frog is amazing. I had it once and I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, nope, never mind. This is delicious. So I don't know. They just cook it really well.
Blood soup.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably one of those that you have to cook a certain way, and then it's probably good.
Hey, I've something I don't really know about. I've never been to New Orleans. I gotta get there someday. Is it straight up right on the coast, or is there like a bunch of marshlands between there and the coast, or?
No, it's I think we actually did a jazz cruise as well, in a ghost tour. Or I'm sorry, a cemetery tour. And one of the guides said that I think we're about 110 miles away from the Gulf.
Oh, wow.
So everyone thinks it's right on the Gulf, but it's not. So it's close, but it's not that close.
Yeah.
Nice.
But the Mississippi runs right through the middle of it, so.
Right.
Damn, I've never seen the Mississippi before. That's something I gotta see.
It's big.
It's a lot of letters.
Yeah.
It's big.
Whole lot of letters. Sweet.
Yep. It's nice out here. I like it.
Yeah, it's swampy. You know what I mean? It kind of gets like hot.
It's definitely swampy. Oh, and that's where we did the swamp tour in a place called Honey Island Swamp.
Uh-huh.
And I only bring this up because there's rumors of a cryptid that was apparently the spawn of a chimpanzee that was let loose in the bayou and a alligator.
Oh, wow.
But it's only ever killed animals. So it's
Interesting.
a Honey Island swamp monster.
Honey Island swamp monster. I like that.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool to end up going to that place and kind of looking around. The wildlife out there was really fun.
Whoa.
All the trash pandas. I was happy with the trash pandas.
I see the flashing.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
There you go.
That's cool. I like local cryptids. I have some local ones to talk about later.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, sweet.
All right.
Like the Sasquatch that was really a drug dealer?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was that documentary, huh? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, that was a great documentary if you haven't seen it.
What about that footage of the Sasquatch from the helicopter that was really like an advertisement for something?
I don't know if I've seen that one. Is that the one I sent you recently?
It is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's confirmed. Just a dude in a, Henderson's.
Oh, that definitely looked like a dude in a
suit. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, that's it for the Wibe New. Let's get into the main meat of getting spooked, guys. Okay. Let's get all spooked. So I mean, I have some stuff to talk about. We can do the New Orleans stuff first if you want.
It's up to you.
Miguel, do you have any spooky stuff that you want to talk about off the top of your dome?
Not off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
Okay.
If you've already pulled up a bunch of stuff from New Orleans, it's the same shit, dude.
Yeah. So we'll start with Vampire Jack. Have you heard of Vampire Jack?
I don't know. No.
So they call him Vampire Jack, but he has another name. A few others. Vampire Jacques is one of them, and he's a real person that lived in New Orleans in the French Quarter named Jacques Saint Germain. And what makes him interesting is that he is a vampire, right? Apparently. So in local legends, like essentially he came to New Orleans, let's see, in 1902. And he just, oh, Jesus fucking Christ, it scared me. Nice. Got me.
She figured it out.
Yeah, she got me. She got me good. She knew I'd be reading. So, so yeah, he moved into this place, which, by the way, we were standing outside of when our ghost tour guy was talking about it.
Always fun.
We used to throw a whole bunch of luxurious dinner parties all the time. But he never seemed to age, all that fun vampire stuff. And he drank a lot of wine. But, people thought that because he never ate along and drank the wine, that the wine was blood and he was a vampire. So, yeah, he was a womanizer. He would meet young women. It says on this Wikipedia page, one night screams were heard coming from Saint Germain's home after he brought a woman home from the bar. The woman jumped from the second story of his house, telling bystanders that she'd been attacked by her host, who had seized her and bitten her on the neck. When police searched Saint Germain's home, they found bloodstains and wine bottles filled with blood, with Saint Germain missing. The woman died later at Charity Hospital. So that's according to folklore. But what's interesting about Saint Germain, apparently he kept living there just under another guy's later anyway, and continued to live on. And his name was Jacques, and because he had other names and kept living on, they eventually just shortened Jock to Jack, and that's why you got Vampire Jack. It's a really short version of the story, but a young Anne Rice would go to New Orleans and be intrigued by the story, and essentially Vampire Jack is the basis for Vampire Lestat.
Nice.
Interesting, right?
Interesting.
So that's where, Interview with the Vampire kind of originates from a real legend of a real person. He actually was a real person who owned property in New Orleans in the French Quarter.
It's interesting that you mentioned Anne Rice because we were going to go to her tomb today.
Oh, nice.
But the cemetery was closed, so.
Oh, shit. That sucks.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah.
Speaking of tombs, have you seen the tombs in New Orleans? They're pretty wild. I'll show you one in just a sec.
Cemeteries are very pretty out here.
They're gorgeous. We learned a lot about the tombs because we did the cemetery tour. But yeah, like when you fly in to New Orleans and you get an Uber to your hotel wherever, you'll drive past like all these crazy ass tombs everywhere, and they're awesome. But to be in a tomb, you have to be it has to be like your family, essentially in that family line to be buried there. And what I found really interesting about it is that essentially it gets so hot in Louisiana that what they have to do is they put you in this tomb. They like put your put the casket inside the tomb. First they have to like break a bunch of bricks, then shove the casket in there and then brick it back up. Which then they keep you in there for a year and a month because over time it cremates the body naturally. And then, it's crazy. So then the next person who dies, what they do is they first break the bricks again. They take out the casket. They take the body out, which is now just like bones and loose, ashes. They put it in a sack and they put it underneath what looks like steps leading up to the tombs. They actually buried like bags of human remains underneath those they look like little step ups. It's really interesting. And then they just repeat the process with the next person. So I found that really interesting. And I'm going to show a tomb right now. But real quick, super quick, Marie Laveau reference here, that we'll talk about. Marie Laveau is like the voodoo queen out there. I don't want to go too deep into all this voodoo stuff because I'm not qualified, but voodoo isn't exactly what you think. It's not really like used to hex. It's just, it's like a religion.
Yep.
But in
Santeria is the other one.
Precisely, yeah.
It depends on what you're doing, but yeah.
Right, exactly. Which New Orleans actually has kind of an interesting like melding of Catholicism and voodoo. That's widely like just how people worship out there. But Marie Laveau was like the voodoo queen. You could look her up. But like there's a lot of fanatics that are obsessed with Marie Laveau and voodoo, especially like, weirdos like the person we saw on the cemetery tour. But there was essentially in New Orleans, there's like, I guess bartenders were telling people like, oh, if you put 3 X's on Marie Laveau's tomb and you spin around or whatever, she'll grant you wishes. And people started actually doing that. And that's why I don't let people into the cemetery unless you're doing a tour. So I'm going to bring up a picture of her real tomb. Like I said, I could go more into depth, but I would do like a whole episode on Marie Laveau if I wanted to do that. But I recommend you Google it. But here is a picture of her real tomb, which we saw in person.
It'd be funny if the joke was just that the picture was dark because it's the dark. And we just don't address it.
Yeah, this is a real picture.
With nothing on it.
So I'll zoom in and you'll see the X's, but people like essentially vandalized the crap out of this. But look, you see all the X's everywhere.
That's good for it's good for making her come back as a ghost though. She'd probably be a pretty scary ghost because she's all pissed that her tomb's all marked up. Whoa, see, there you go.
Or she'd be into it. We don't know.
True.
That's true. She might be into it. Because it's like it's kind of a voodoo-y act in and of itself, right? Drawing X's on things.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But this is like not even a voodoo like belief. It's really just something that bartenders were telling people just as a novelty. But it got out of hand. And just quick personal story: when we went on the tour, one of the Marie Laveau fanatics was there on the tour with us, and he was being super weird. He had like a cane, and he was like, "Oh, this woman right here, she was a god." Like he had this like southern draw. He was like really strange. He was like holding a Marie Laveau book that he bought from the gift shop, and he only stayed just to see the tomb, and then he just fucked off right after. But he was being super annoying going up to it. So
that's kind of weird. Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have that person when I went on the tour.
Good. That's a good thing.
So, very interesting.
Yep.
And just to note, in that cemetery, it's there's only one tour company that gives tours.
Yeah.
Because it's
yep.
owned by the Catholic Church, I believe.
100% correct.
And there's only one tour company that allows tours, essentially works with the Catholic Church.
Sorry.
And
don't be sorry.
And there's a Nicolas Cage has a tomb in there as well.
That's correct as well.
That he's not buried in yet. It looks like a pyramid. It's unmarked currently.
I didn't bring it up, man.
It is his tomb. Everyone knows it's his tomb, and that's where he's going to be buried.
So
it looks like a pyramid, so it's like national treasure kind of thing. Yeah.
Fucking pyramid, dude.
So I'll bring it up in just a sec. I don't know why I forgot.
To be honest with you,
I forgot to bring this up, but I will pull up this picture right now. But quick story time.
Apparently, it was $1.5 million. Is what I was told.
You're all right. Wow. Everything you're saying is correct. The only thing that's interesting about the story that you didn't bring up is the fact that, like I said before, tombs are only reserved for family members, right? So you have to be in a family line. And that particular tomb in the city of New Orleans is full. You know, they're not admitting more families.
You mean that cemetery?
That cemetery, yeah. I don't know what I said.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have enough money, shit works, right?
But here's the thing, right? So, like, you have to prove that you're related to them. So, essentially, Nick Cage just kind of, like, bought his way into a family, essentially saying, oh, we found a family tree showing Nicolas Cage's, lineage, which is, by the way, the director, what's his name?
Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, like, we were at that Anne Rice graveyard, and they have a sale right now for a plot.
Whoa.
It was like 16-17% off with financing for the next 72 months, interest-free. So if someone wants to get a grave, or you want to buy a plot at this cemetery, which apparently is one of the... not this one that Jacob's showing currently, but...
Yeah, it's a different cemetery.
It's one of the bigger cemeteries in the city. And it has a lot of like super large graves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much it is, but it's available. So if you have the money, you can do it. It's going to cost you about $200,000, though. I think one of the tour guides told us.
Wow.
So it's pretty interesting. So if you have the cash, man, like I could easily have a grave out here if I wanted to.
No, for sure, but not in that.
I'm getting composted. So.
Man.
Death property is a fucking grift if I've ever heard of one.
But yeah, no, specifically
100%,
this tomb or this cemetery right
100%.
here though was the one I was referring to, and that's sort of like, I don't know. The point I'm bringing this up is that people in New Orleans are pissed about it because they knew that he doesn't belong there, and that particular cemetery is like special. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, interesting.
I just wanted to at least call that out. But yeah, I mean, I'm good. I don't need a tomb. Miguel, he'll be composted. Me, I don't know. I guess bury me so I could come back as a skeleton or a zombie or something.
Yeah, you're a big zombie fan. I think you might want to give yourself that opportunity.
Yeah. I want that option. I want to eat.
You could also probably donate your body to science, and that might be a similar thing too, because
that's kind of
you might get like more like a rage virus version of that or something.
Which is interesting that you mentioned science, because we also went to the Katrina Memorial.
Oh.
Where they have a bunch of, what is it? I think it was like 86 unidentified people.
Oh, wow.
Buried.
Whoa.
And then they also have a memorial for everyone who's ever donated their body to science.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
When I was talking to the tour guide, and I asked him, I was like, if I donate my body to science, will it be buried the way I want it to be after the fact? And he said yes. So I was thinking of donating my body to science and then being composted.
That's cool. But
they should have also a memorial to count the number of hours or number of days that it took for George Bush to fucking show up down there. Sorry, not a political podcast, but
I'm sure you could do that, and I'm sure people would agree with you.
George Bush does not care about black people. It's an old reference.
My favorite from that clip is Mike Myers just looking mortified.
Yeah, looking horrified.
Like, why am I here?
Yikes. Hold on, wait. I have the perfect sound for this. There we go.
There you go. Racism, the scariest of them all.
True. It's institutionalized. Okay, so yeah, there's one more. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Every time.
That one gets me.
That one's so good.
It's so good.
Dude, that one made me look around my room a little.
That one kind of creeps up your neck a little bit.
It really does, yeah. So I pulled up an article of ghost stories from New Orleans. Fuck that. There is one last quick story that really stuck with me on our ghost tour, and I pulled up these. I pulled up these details, but like I have to have an account to read the full story, so I'm just gonna do it from memory. So fuck that shit. Quick story. This couple essentially got together, and then Katrina happened. Then they were photographed like hanging out. Essentially, became sort of a novelty in the news. It was like a slender, shorter woman. And I mean, they're both white, so just to paint the picture. And like this like bartender slash like household, or not household, like Jesus. This guy in the community everyone knew and loved that would like to drink at bars and stuff. So there's this couple, and they moved in pretty quickly. Katrina kind of forced them to live together and deal with each other more. So they were living. They moved into the Voodoo Museum, where the Voodoo Museum is now, down there in New Orleans, in this like tiny ass little apartment in the upstairs, right? Which you can go to if you go to the Voodoo Museum. I think you have to pay a premium to walk up there. But essentially they were living there, and then one day, like they started arguing and stuff. But one day the chick in the relationship stopped being around. Like no one knew where she was, and the guy was acting weird, like he was gonna run away or something. And then he disappeared. And then people went into the apartment, and it was a murder-suicide. Okay.
Wow.
He drew stuff, I think, in her blood on the walls. This is from memory, so I'm not exactly true. Or he like essentially wrote like weird fucked up notes around. He like brutally murdered her, and he like cooked her on the stove and in the oven. Boiled her decapitated her, boiled her skull in a pot. Did some unspeakable things, then killed himself. And yeah, our ghost tour guy was telling us this crazy ass story about these people. Just look up Katrina couple New Orleans murder. Those are the keywords I Googled. Like I said, the article was locked. That's why I couldn't read it for more details. But the craziest thing about this story is that like they essentially just kind of cleaned it up. And then within like a month or two, someone else just started living there.
Damn.
Like right away, using the stove and the range oven and everything, man. Like just not knowing what happened there. Could you imagine that? So now,
yeah, you gotta figure they don't tell them.
Yeah. So now it's like essentially just kind of a museum room that you can go into. So if you go to the Voodoo Museum down there, you can go up into that apartment, and people do seances and shit goes wild in there apparently. There's also like shrines for some of the voodoo like gods or whatever. Again, I'm not qualified for this stuff. But
I gotta look into more voodoo lore. It sounds pretty cool.
Voodoo is crazy, don't fuck with it. Just read about it. You know what I mean? Don't just start sticking pins in voodoo dolls. Figure out what it's really about first. Dang. And that's it. Those are all the New Orleans things I have for you, Miguel. How do you feel about that stuff?
I feel pretty good about it.
Nice.
Well, I went all the way down there.
Partially. I honestly came down here to eat.
Oh, yeah. The food is
That's the
reason to go.
That's the main reason I came down.
Food and jazz.
Really good.
I can't remember the name of the tour we did, but it was super good, and it was called like Hell-O-Vision, the Hell-O-Vision version, where the guy just had like a projector and kept projecting stuff on the walls and telling us cool ass stories. So if you can find them, just look up New Orleans Ghost Tour Television. You might be able to find it. I'd really recommend that. Like the guy that did our tour was awesome. I'm turning it over to you, Gage. What do you got for us tonight?
Well, so I live in the Pacific Northwest, the county known as Humboldt County up here, about an hour south of the Oregon border, maybe an hour and a half. And it's some pretty spooky territory if you think about it in a lot of ways. First of all, there's a lot of history between white people and Native Americans that have stirred up some spirits, not being the most stoked with us. And then a lot of Sasquatch talk, but then also just a ton, like literally like oceans of woods, you know what I mean? Like it's like a temperate rainforest, and it's like misty and dark and barren, you know, like wandering through the woods at night is no joke. So there's some good scary stuff from up here for sure. Also, it's one of those places in America of which there are many, that like there used to be an old school industry here that was booming at a time, and then it kind of collapsed either during the Great Depression or just because of preservation of redwoods, and so they couldn't log anymore, stuff like that. So there's a lot of abandoned stuff and kind of like just weird like old energy, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so I've just looked up a couple of the things that are kind of Humboldt spooky whatnot. One of the first ones, and it's probably the most famous around here because it's in the town just south of me, Eureka, is the Duluwat Island, or it's also called Indian Island, kind of inappropriately, in Humboldt Bay. And this was a sacred place to the Wiyot people, given to them by the Creator, as they said, and it was considered like the center of their world. It's probably why spirits hold on so desperately, says this thing. Wiyot spirits reputably still reside there after the terrible massacre in 1860 wiped out 100 inhabitants. This mass extermination abruptly ended centuries of their occupation. Those that were unjustly slaughtered were mostly elders, women, and children. The men had traveled to the mainland to get supplies during the night and then returned. They were only able to find one surviving newborn, which is pretty fucked. So, yeah, so that's like always casts some really dark energy on Eureka. I feel like Eureka is this place that like should be way cooler than it is, and it's mostly just like, I don't know, there's some really negative energy there. Like like living in Arcata and going to Eureka, like it's literally just like it's like an energy vampiric sap. A lot of that's because there's a lot of meth and heroin there. Ooh. But it's not like the prettiest place to look at, but it should be really cool. It's like it's right on the water. It's got like this really cool old town and like a bunch of cool old like Victorian buildings. It's actually got a great ghost tour down there too.
Nice.
But yeah, this island massacre happened in 1860. And yeah, it was the kind of classic thing of like the Braves are all away, and then they go in and sneak in and kill all the like people. Pretty brutal. Damn. And so anyway, there's a bunch of ghost stories around Woodley, or like it's also called Woodley Island. It's got a lot of names. But yeah, that's pretty fucked. Pretty scary shit.
That's scary.
It is.
I'm scared now.
And then here. Yeah, right. And there's some, I don't know, there's just there's another peninsula on the other side of the bay from where that. Whoa, two are going at once? Oh, crazy. There's a little peninsula on the other side of the bay called Samoa, and it looks kind of like the bayou actually. There's like a bunch of weird like coastal trees, and it's all swampy around it and stuff like that. And yeah, there's just like if you're going through that like that little part, it just all feels like a big ghost town. It's like a bunch of old shacks on the beach, but it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Some spooky stuff.
That sounds neat.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun to kind of spook yourself out for sure.
What's the place called?
Well, the first place called I said was Indian Island, and then the other place is called Samoa.
Okay.
Samoa is the peninsula. So it's weird up here because Alexander von Humboldt was an explorer who founded first discovered the Humboldt coast. Probably not first, but whatever. And he also was like a sailor / traveler in the Caribbean and stuff, and so that's why you get a lot of like Samoa and Manila are both towns up here. It's kind of weird. Yeah, we're looking at Tuluwat Island. Thank you. That's good stuff. Although those are also just pictures of Eureka, but interesting.
I'm
there
gonna
you go.
look
That's
up
the
some
island
island.
right there.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, you can just look at images. That's good.
See, pull some images here. Spooky.
It's kind of cool. It's just like it's this little island in the middle of like the
look at
the
that.
bay, and it's got a good little scenic route for sure.
That's cool.
Anyways,
Well, they have
there you go.
reenactments.
That's a good. Yeah, that's probably pretty fucked. Those reenactments are probably pretty brutal.
What was the second place called again?
Samoa. I don't know if you just look up Samoa, California. I guess.
Let's see, California. Here we come. Remember that song?
Yeah, it's a different part of California for sure.
Whoa.
Okay, this is just showing like random stuff, but
This
it's kind of
house
old
scares
school. The
me,
whole
though.
place feels like, yeah, the houses are weird
I'm
and they're
scared
kind of
of
like
this
on the
house.
beach, and it's just like really strange over there. I remember we used to go and
scared,
party at this
Ah,
party
Jesus.
house over there in high school.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ, the
God.
Knox, dude.
What the fuck
We used
is
to go
going
to
on
this
with this picture?
It is weird. There's a big
What the?
anchor in the front of it. Yeah,
Whoa.
I don't know, or not anchor, buoy,
It's a Bowie.
and an anchor. I did mean anchor.
David Bowie.
David
Interesting.
Bowie.
Am I getting?
But yeah,
drunk?
it's a cool little weird community. It feels. We used to go to this party house in
Wow.
high school over there, and
kinda
I
scared.
slept there a few times, and I was always really like eerie for sure.
Yeah. I want to see it at night. Samoa, California
creepy.
at night. Let's see if that brings.
It's real
up.
creepy.
Whoa. It's kind of.
That's Eureka.
This isn't right.
That's also Eureka. That Samoa Cookhouse is right. That red building, but anywho.
Let's see haunted.
Oh,
Haunted
yeah,
haunted
there is
places.
a Samoa.
Samoa.
Oh yeah, totally.
Whoa. Let's take a look. Look at that. The abandoned fishing town of Samoa, California.
It definitely feels abandoned, even though
Whoa,
there's
dude.
definitely people who live there.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. Is that
But, yeah.
abandoned?
I mean that place probably is. That's the Samoa Cookhouse. They have great all-you-can-eat breakfast.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's
It's actually really good. It's like very old school. It's like it used to be like
Wow. that
a dorm for fishermen. But
Is
yeah.
that a Scooby Doo plush on this person's dash? Right?
It is. It looks kind of nice when you're rolling through there, but yeah,
It's
it is
kinda
pretty
nice, yeah.
abandoned. A lot of the buildings.
Oh, this dude's like going in the building. Look at that.
That's cool.
This is like the tiniest little window. I feel like I'm peering into another dimension. I feel like the video itself is creepy. Like someone is just creeping on
It
someone's
is just
neighborhood.
it's just kind of like bad footage,
Oh,
but
look
in a
at that.
good way, sort of.
Yeah, like found footage movie. Oh, we're gonna go into this haunted house. Oh, I'm scared. We go into.
It's definitely eerie. It's
Go
fun
inside.
To go, it's fun to go drive down there for sure.
Whoa, that was crazy how he went in and then all of a sudden the bloom lighting just went away.
Right.
Bloom lighting. How many
Okay,
meth
I got
needles?
I got some more for you of
Okay,
some
okay,
Humboldt
what do you got?
freakiness.
Let's go.
So the next one is the haunted redwood national forest in Oric. So Oric is one of these weird little towns where it's like it's up in the redwoods and it's kind of like in the middle of this like field clearing in the redwoods. And my friends in high school used to get stoned, and like we had this kind of legend that like Oric isn't there at night because one of the reasons we used to say that is we used to always drive to Oregon to see my buddy and up in college, and like we would just be really high and just forget that we'd already driven through Oric. So we just kind of made up a legend that like, oh no Oric's just not there at night. Oh okay, I got
I'm
it.
scared. You're scaring me, bro.
But it is this weird little town. They have a little theater there, and it still says that like it's been abandoned for years, and it says that Elvis is playing there because I guess Elvis played there once, and they just kept the marquee the same ever since.
Holy shit! Really?
So
That's
yeah,
a
so that's
crossover.
pretty crazy.
It's a crossover between Vegas and Humboldt
Whoa.
because of Elvis. Does that make sense?
Well, I was also gonna say there's a Humboldt, Nevada. Did you know that?
I did. I do know
I
that.
did actually.
We know that. We made it. We laughed about it one day. We're like, no way.
Nice. I drove through it once, and I was like, what the fuck? Where are? Okay. Cool.
Whoa, what's this?
What is this now? You're looking. This is
Oh, these are just random state parks. This is not the correct thing.
not the correct thing.
I'm sorry.
I was about to say it looks like something I'm about to talk about in a second, but okay. Anyway, so Oric is a creepy place, and it's in the middle of fucking nowhere, and it's like it's definitely it's interesting. But so here's a little story about it. So during the day, the town of Oric appears to be a quaint small town with its own charm. It's home to fantastic hiking trails and the cut through the redwoods, even access to the beach. But beware. Visitors who stay on the trails after sun starts to set soon realize this town doesn't just house an impressive amount of redwood burl and woodworkers. It's also stomping ground for the spirit world. Multiple visitors have seen mysterious hooded robed figures walking through the haunted redwoods and vanishing on the trails ahead. Those who have seen these menacing entities report enduring months of chronic migraines accompanied by horrific visions after the visit. Most that endure the experience desire to never return for a second glimpse.
Wow.
Sounds like clan members to me, but it could be. It could be.
Got him.
Like.
It could just be some. Oh, I'm nervous.
I've been hiding under your bed. Gonna put your head between two slices of bread.
I wonder what that's from. Is that a song?
It sounds like something from like fucking Salad Fingers or something.
Oh no. That's not Salad Fingers. Salad Fingers like,
I know, but
hello, I'm Salad Fingers.
Yeah, no, but just like something from that era of comedy.
Rub a rusty spoon. Do you have any rusty spoons? That's Salad Fingers.
I do. I remember it well. I
I don't think Miguel knows. I don't think Miguel knows about the Salad Fingers.
I know about Salad Fingers. Maybe watch it.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's move on.
Jacob, the last thing I want to talk about as far as Humboldt stuff is I sent you a link in Slack. Are you potentially able to pull it
up? Potentially. I mean, I have to reopen Slack. I'm sorry, it was closed. My bad.
Oh, take your time. I'll give an intro for it.
Okay.
It is. This is from onlyinyourstate.com. The creepiest ghost town in Northern California is the stuff nightmares are made of. Tucked in the misty redwood forest of Humboldt County is an eerie and unsettling abandoned town that is slowly being overtaken by the forest. And this is sorry, I forget the name of it.
Go into the forest.
Oh yeah, it's called Falk, the town of Falk, Falk. And it's an old like lumber mill town. There's a bunch of these kind of around here, but lumber was such a big industry up here at one point, and then like the legalization of cutting down old growth forests and a bunch of that like kind of like ruined the whole thing, which is good. I'm glad it was ruined, but it kind of
ruined them.
It definitely tanked the economy up here at that point in like the 1880s, I think it was.
All right, I got it.
You got it? Hell yeah.
Do I?
So, anyways, it looks creepy as fuck. It's because it's in the middle of the woods and it's like always foggy out there, and it just looks like this. It definitely would be a great place for a horror movie.
Foggy Nelson. I'm sorry.
Those people are all dead, Jacob. All of them.
Oh, damn.
And that's where they lived. And it's like it's cool that the forest is just like growing around it, and it's like it's good and creepy looking, you know.
Well, it keeps going between like old footage and
picture.
Wood footage. Oh, I see it here. Look at that. The fuck?
Yeah.
Let me zoom in.
Good.
I don't like this. Okay?
Right.
I don't like it.
I'm definitely down, dude. I want to go.
If you're walking through the forest at night and you're in this fucking creepy ass village, you'd be scared real good for sure. Mostly because you're probably gonna find some fucking tweaker in there. Or something like that.
The drugs, dude. At the end of the day, you're dealing with people on drugs.
The true fright.
Yeah.
People, they have nothing to lose.
The true scare.
Even ghosts have something to lose. Oh, look at this one.
Look at that though. Isn't that sick?
Fuck this. I love it. It scares me.
Imagine. Have you ever seen Did we talk about it maybe on the horror movie cast?
Which one?
Is it The Ritual? Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the house they have to stay in The Ritual.
True, yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, what a cool movie.
And that's the type of shit I feel like you'd see out here in the woods too. Like either some crazy elk monster, because there are huge fucking elk up here too. So like that's something I feel like if you saw one at night, you'd be pretty freaked out about.
Some HFEs, dude.
Some HFEs for sure.
a huge fucking elk.
Hello.
I'm waiting for this like scream to be redeemed. It's gonna happen like way later, and I'm gonna be scared when it does.
I know that's kind of it's kind of
Why
nice
does it
about
keep
it though.
doing
Like
that?
it takes a second.
Why just that one?
Okay.
You
I
know?
know, right? It works.
Um,
So yeah, these guys were all probably they were all probably pretty
yeah.
you know, racist and whatever. They probably deserved it.
Well, maybe. Yeah, possibly.
But if not, it's still just a cool, creepy place. Like when you're driving through the middle of the woods, especially at night, you can definitely freak yourself out a little bit sometimes. So
I'm freaked out right now.
kind of fun.
And I'm just looking at
I used to stay
Julie
up,
Clark over here.
I used to stay up on this marijuana farm up there. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. Cannabis farm up in Southern Humboldt, and it's like at night
When
I
it
was
hits.
by myself.
Uh-huh.
I was by myself, and all I had was my friend's wolf with me.
Oh.
And I was staying in this little ass cabin, and the generator turns off at 2 a.m.
Oh no.
So like you know, it's just your little headlamp and like whatever. So anyways, like the wolf just like all of a sudden just gets a fright in him.
Oh,
and
I
just
know what
takes off
happened.
running into
I fucked up.
what?
I fucked up. The overlay's not on this scene. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. That's my bad. I fucked it up. I'm gonna play Scream for you, Mochi. I'm sorry. There you go. That's my bad.
Redeemed.
There.
Redeemed.
It's because I didn't have the overlay on the B-roll, man. That's bad production. Bad, Jacob. Okay. Continue.
Oh no, I mean that seems like a thing
It's
where
all
it should
good,
just
dude.
apply.
Don't worry
It should
about
just apply to all of it. But yeah, I hear you.
Nah, I mean, you know, it's you gotta put the browser in there, baby. But sorry to interrupt you. My bad.
It's all good. Anyway, so the wolf that I'm staying with, it's just me and the wolf on the hill together, pitch black, and in the middle of the night, I'm like dead ass asleep, and the wolf is just like all of a sudden just freaks out and just runs out of the cabin and just bolts into the woods, and I was like, okay, so now I'm like for sure all by myself in this cabin, like, and so I just grabbed this like shotgun that was around and slept with the shotgun next to my bed.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it was definitely a scarier night in the woods in Southern Humboldt for sure.
It's one of these situations.
Definitely.
I hope you guys like the gifts I chose for, because there's a different gift per sound. You know what I mean?
I do like the little gifts. The beaker one is my favorite, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great. I just was looking for a fun scare, like screaming one. He's
Totally.
like, so was that a real wolf?
It's a real wolf. It's a little bit German Shepherd, but it's mostly wolf.
Wow.
He's a total dork actually. He like every time I come into the room, he just like lays on his back and like wheels around and like gets a boner, and I always just make fun of him.
And then you do Red Rocket.
And he's also super picky about food, but like if you give him tofu, he'll just eat the fuck out of the tofu. But like some chicken, he'll be like, nah, I don't really like that chicken. And I'm like, dude, what kind of wolf are you? Like always making fun of him. But,
He's like,
his name is Moses. He's a good dog.
oh, that's cute. I like him.
Him and Kodak get along really well. Only every once in a while he'll just like punk on Kodak for a second, and he'll just kind of remind him like, I'm a superior race than you are. And I'm like, and Kodak's like, I'm sorry.
You're like, I'm wild and you're just a boy. You're just a little boy.
crazy.
All right, let's get face checks really quick. Face check.
Face check.
You're still here, see? I'm sure they know that I'm here because there's a little bit of a shine on the headphones. Oh! This is scary.
Ta-da.
That's a face. Miguel? Oh, I see Zozo. That's kind of scary. I saw Zozo. Oh, ooh. Oh, that's the one I did for knock. Let's hear knock really quick. I did the flashlight sound effect. Here, come on. Do it. Come on. Ah, fuck. Even though I knew it was coming. It still got me.
Right, me too. It's still
That
gets
one's
you.
just so good. Yeah, I'm glad I found that. I'm just going to keep that one on the channel forever, by the way.
Yeah, I think that one's good to just fuck with us, especially because it's like it is really a perk for the audience. They can like if we're not expecting that, some podcast that's gonna fuck with me. So
Knock's going to fuck with us every time. Oh, that's awesome.
I'll just be talking about some Nintendo Direct, and
Like, yeah, so
I'll be like, fuck.
like really, Tears of the Kingdom really stuck with me. Ah!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fuck. Damn it, Joy. You got me.
The thing about that one is it's specifically hearing it in headphones that like gives you the chills, you know?
Oh my god. Yeah. Dude, so you by the way, I don't in my wife knew I don't know if I said this, but I've been playing Dead Space again. I bought it when it launched, but I only got to like chapter 6. And I played it, just with the sound bar, like no headphones or anything. Last night I did a stream with headphones on, and man, that shit was fucking me up. So good in headphones. Dude. You got to play that shit in headphones.
Horror games in headphones is kind of a must, but at the same time, it's so fucking intimidating.
You know, I'm good, thank you.
Well, Phasmophobia.
Already scary enough as it is, dude.
that Phasmophobia game, like it's there's a necessity. Like you cannot play that game without a mic, and it's just best to play with headphones with like a mic attachment, because like you got to talk to the ghosts, and there's voice recognition software running in that game, because they're like listening to what you're saying and stuff. And that shit is fucked up. Like half of the time you just hear like a weird sound. That's why I put that sound effect in here, like one of these. It just randomly happens, and it's like, Jesus. It's like so scary.
Totally.
Good game.
Nice.
Cool. Miguel, do you have any content or any spooky shit you want to talk about?
I don't know if I talked about this last year or not, but the Island of the Dolls in Mexico City.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
In Mexico City's Venice, it's an area called Xochimilco, if I'm not mistaken.
Ugh.
It's like an area where, because if you don't know, Mexico City's actually built on a lake.
Yep.
Oh. There's an area that's still all canals. There's an island that I guess supposedly there's a man who lived on the island. That's Frida's house.
Why?
Frida's house. This is not the Island of the Dolls. But I guess the story goes the guy was living on the island. He had a daughter, and then I guess someone killed the daughter on accident.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But she had a doll that she really loved, and then I guess he started seeing ghosts or something, and then he started hanging dolls all over the island. Okay. So how true it is, I don't know. I haven't actually been to the Island of the Dolls because I think it was a 2-hour trip from the beginning of Xochimilco, and you have to like get a tour and stuff. I didn't go that far down. I didn't have that much time. But it's supposed to be really creepy. Like you're on this boat, and then it's just like nothing. You see nothing but dolls hanging from trees.
Yeah, according to the website, the story goes that Julian, who is the caretaker of the island at the time, found a little girl drowned in mysterious circumstances while he was not able to save her life. And then, floating
it's
dolls.
Pretty cool. Look up photos.
Fucked
it's
up.
Fucking creepy as shit. Anytime you have dolls or anything, or like even stuffed animals that are kind of like decrepit in some way, I always kind of feel a little uneasy. Personally, that's just me though.
Well, we got Rosa.
So
we got Rosa here.
Yeah, the Island of the Dolls is fucking creepy. I still want to go down there and actually see it for real. And I'm gonna have to make another trip. So, but Xochimilco itself is really fucking cool.
Mochi, you want to bring Rosa up here? Sorry, keep going.
What was that?
Oh, I was Mochi Squeeze in the chat. You want to bring Rosa up here, and I'll show her off on the stream?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, bring her up. If she wants to.
What were you gonna say?
Sorry.
It would be really fun to go take photography down there. Also, Jake, if you're just scrolling over these creepy dolls, I'd love to take photos for sure.
That's essentially all you see, apparently, as far as I know. So, the Island of the Dolls in Mexico City. If you have a chance, check it out. I think it's pretty cool.
No seas puercas. What does that mean?
It's puerco.
Oh, what does that mean?
Pig.
Huh?
Don't be a pig.
Oh, don't be a pig.
Don't be a pig.
I see. Don't mess with the dolls.
Puerco.
Don't mess the dolls up. That's kind of what that means, right?
So.
Don't be a cochino.
Maybe? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want you to be
a
cop.
Don't throw it. Be nice to Rosa. We don't want Rosa to do mean things to us, all right?
No, throw Rosa.
No. We got to be nice to Rosa.
Okay. Is Rosa a scary doll?
Yeah,
No, she's
Rosa
not that
is a
scary.
scary doll. Okay, I'm gonna turn the brightness up, and y'all can see Rosa. We bring her out every October.
Whoa.
She has a
Jeez.
sensor in her too. She also has no eyes. It's kind of hard to see.
No, I'm getting the picture. It's pretty terrifying in this lighting, actually.
Hi, I'm Rosa. Mochi Squeeze said, "Ew." Rosa, it's cool. We're friends. Come on. Did you guys know that you guys know about Living Dead Girl? You know what that is?
No.
What's his name? Rob Zombie has a. Oh, Jesus Christ, Mochi! You scared me with that. I'm holding this doll, and then you did that to me. Rosa,
That's great.
You love to scare me. Let me just fix your head, and then you could sit. You could sit over here on the record player. Living Dead Girl is a line of dolls that Rob Zombie made. And I remember during his MTV Cribs, he has like an entire like big cabinet full of them, and it's like they're really fucked up looking. So, well, I'll look them up in a minute. But yeah, and it just kind of reminded me of that. Yeah, that's scary, Miguel. Thanks.
Yeah, it's some scary shit. I always thought it was interesting.
So now I have Rosa in the room with me, and now I am scared. So
there's something about like
horrifying.
Running into either serial killer-y shit or paranormal stuff in other countries that is like,
oh yeah,
like kind of an extra step of intimidating because you're out of your element, and the fact that you're not, if you're like me, where like I'm not perfect at Spanish, and we're like, you know, if I was in Japan, like I don't know, something like running into some base like that for some reason, it just feels like even more foreign. You know what I mean? Like daunting in that experience. Yeah. You know, like,
absolutely.
Almost you can't understand the full cultural relevance of like the nuance of the story and shit. Like, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. This is scary. This is some scary
it's
stuff.
It's really scary.
It's
pretty horrifying.
I want to see it in person. I haven't
Me too.
done it yet. I want to.
I really
definitely want to.
I want to spend more time in Mexico City. I've only spent one full day there, and I've spent a lot of time in Mexico, but not much in the city. I really want to go back.
I get a good picture of the trees, but it's hard. Yeah, man. Shit, I was gonna say something. I forgot. So there you go. Yeah.
I'll let you know. I'll tell you what. I almost never do this, but that gummy kicked in pretty good.
Oh no! Yeah,
do that on the cast.
I was gonna make a reference to that Jake Paul guy or whatever when he went to the. This is shameful, horrible shit. We went to the suicide forest and was like taking pictures and video of like people who like dead bodies hanging in the fucking forest and like joking about it. You guys remember that shit?
I remember hearing about it. I didn't actually watch it.
It's one of the Pauls.
I heard about it. I didn't watch it.
I saw the video and it was like one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen happen in my entire life. And I hope he fucking burns in hell if hell's a real place. You know what I mean?
Or maybe somewhere else, because I think if hell's a real place, I'll see you there. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
That's true. Oh my god, dude.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hopefully he gets Babadooked.
There you
go. He's not scary. Fuck the Babadook.
Fuck you, man. It scares me.
No, the Babadook ain't scary.
I realize that now. I should turn up the Babadook sound. Let's turn that up. Okay. Really? So, do we have any other stuff? I could read some creepypastas.
Well, I was going to ask you something. I wanted to ask you is like, sure. Okay, so like we're all kind of into cryptids and paranormal and kind of like whatever extraterrestrials, all that kind of stuff here. They're fun. They're fun things to think about. You guys like to go see some cool landmarks and stuff. But yeah, what of that sort of thing like actually like scares you? You think, like, is there any of those types of things that you like you're actually like scared of? You know what I mean? That's what I wanted to know.
You're like, quote unquote, irrational fears.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, y'all should already know that I don't like mirrors in the dark. You know what I mean? I feel like there might be something in there that's trying to get out, wants to fuck with me. I'm not good. Just like that. Not down. Not down at all. But I don't think it's an issue because I've slept in rooms with dark mirrors and stuff and whatever. I've been in bathrooms with dark mirrors.
Sure.
It's just like, I don't know, just something I was always scared of as a kid. But honestly, like, I'm not really like superstitious per se.
Yeah,
but I don't
totally.
want to chance things just in case, like, fucked up energy or ghosts or like spirits or like whatever is real, or like demonic things or demons or
Sure.
you know what I mean, extra dimensional monsters. Like, I don't want to be a poke in the bear, because I know that, like,
Sure.
Ouija boards are made by a toy manufacturer, although I'm sure there are Ouija boards that have been created that aren't made in a factory that could be actual, like, portals to other, something out there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think that there's things on the planet that are that aren't explainable by science that do happen that
Totally.
fuck with people. Sure, that could be psychosis, or it could be people like their brains hallucinating or something. I mean, look at like aliens and abduction scenarios. Look at like people in their cryptid encounters. People have seen ghosts, been possessed. People have been have dealt with a poltergeist activity. There's just like a lot of people have experienced a lot of things, and whether or not those things are quote unquote real, they really did happen, and they're real stories. And also
Totally.
there's that podcast Monsters Among Us, which I've always recommended, and I still do. People just calling in their weird experiences in life. And then even Joy's mom, dude, has told us some fucked up like Filipino ghost stories. But there's stuff going on out there that people have not been able to quantify or figure out. And I don't want to just be like the guy in the horror film who's like, it's not real, and then just gets like gobbled up by something or like ripped apart by a ghost.
Sure. A healthy open-mindedness is never hurt anyone. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a skeptical, open-minded person, like Scully in season 4, season 3 on, where she's like, well, I'm gonna look at it scientifically, but it could be real. I've seen some crazy shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's
Totally.
kind of where I'm at. So like, yeah, I'm scared of ghosts. I used to be horrified of a lot of things, but these days I'm not really that horrified of things. Typically, I just don't want to, poke the beehive. That's where I'm at.
Totally.
How about you guys?
This is what I'll say. At this point in my life, I'm not really scared of a whole lot, except for like actual people,
Yeah.
because people
Amen.
are real, and I know that they're real.
Right.
Aliens, I want aliens to be real. Take me away, please.
I want to believe.
So all I'll say is ghosts. I'm not scared of ghosts. Like,
Yeah.
we were on that ghost tour at the cemeteries. It wasn't even a ghost tour. I'm sorry. It was a cemetery tour, and we were supposed to walk backwards when we left the cemetery. I did it on the tour, but when I went to the cemetery today, I just walked right out. I don't give a shit. Like, it's probably not true. Like, they're all dead bodies. At the end of the day, like, are there souls and ghosts? Maybe. Should I be afraid? No, I don't think I should be. I'm not scared at this point. There's no point.
Yeah.
I'm getting too old for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you too. Like, I don't have any reason to feel like I need to be afraid of those things or whatever. There's definitely like negative energy places and stuff like and people too that maybe like that have that sort of like power over you. So like I tend to avoid those types of scenarios where I'm like, this is a really dark feeling. I'm just gonna like leave myself from that. So in regards to people, like that sort of like tension and fear can be a real thing.
Yeah.
But I think for me, like, I'm all about like cool transcendental or like psychedelic experiences, or like pushing the boundaries of like feeling a little like, like I like flirting with the kind of the unknown, whether that be like kind of futuristic or psychedelic or whatever, like all those kinds of ideas. So like I love like Lovecraftian stuff because of that. Like
Same.
so I'm totally down to go in that direction. Like even if it comes to like, I don't know, like I traveled all through like the Central America and did like so much cool. It's like saw so much cool Mayan and Aztec stuff, and like had some cool jungle experiences and that sort of thing. And like all that kind of stuff is really like I don't know, interesting and fun to me, even though it can be really scary to some people, I think. And then
Absolutely.
But I think for me, like the only thing that sometimes like I'll freak myself out about a little bit is like I don't know, like when you'll sometimes just pick up on like really negative vibes like that. And if you're like staying in certain towns like across America, I've felt it for sure, where there's like, I don't know, even in Eureka, like I talk about, like there's just like some really bad negative vibes around. And so like like staying in creepy places like that, sometimes I'll just like pick up on that energy, whatever that is. And so I'll get myself a little scared sometimes when that happens. But you're right, I'm never like checking behind me or anything like that. You know what I mean? It's just like it's just a weird like kind of a negativity that I feel like sticks with me.
Yeah, I mean, I get like I can get myself worked up into a slight spook, but I know like things aren't gonna really happen. And like all our houses creak in the night, and you know what I mean, like weird sounds come from the fridge that make the dog bark and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And always kind of like I was looking just make sure there isn't like a real person back there, because that's what I am really afraid of. I just feel like I don't want to be the guy who's just like, it's nothing, and then I get thrashed by a motherfucking demon. You know what I mean?
I would rather
have my
get
guards
thrashed
up
by the demon and then know that, okay, I fucked up, and as I'm dying, I know that the demon's real.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah,
Give me proof.
I'm not like, I'm not saying I'm like the most like paranoid person, although, I smoke weed, so I am paranoid about stuff sometimes, but like, I'm not like horrified of the world. I'm just saying every once in a while, I'll look over my shoulder and be like, motherfucker, ghost, you back there? Is there a fucking ghost back there?
No,
And there's not, and then I'm like, all right,
looking
that's cool.
over my shoulder, it's because I
cool.
think there's a person.
There you go.
No, I mean,
At the end of the day, I'm afraid of people.
Just to speak on that, though, it is really interesting when you can feel eyes on you. When you're not looking and you're like, yo, someone's staring at me, and you look and they are.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's really interesting that you can detect that. And it's interesting that sometimes you get feelings like that and there's no one there, So just think on that. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
No, I agree. I get it.
You know what I mean?
One thing that was really cool, my elementary school used to do. I went to this like hippy dippy elementary school, and I remember we went on this field trip for like a whole week to this like farm out in the middle of like gold country in California. And at night they made us do this little like walk through like the woods by ourselves, like where you
fuck! I scared myself. Scared myself.
Luckily that one kind of clipped for me because I was talking, so I didn't get as scared.
I knew it was coming, and it happened too quickly. It got me.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they made us do this like nature walk by ourselves, like one by one, and like the thing they didn't tell us is that like there was like parents, like or chaperones of the field trip, like along the trail the whole time, like in between as we were walking through.
Oh.
But like they made us fully like walk by ourselves in the middle of the night through the woods, and I thought it was super weird at the time, but then afterwards I was like never afraid of the dark again, so that was chill. That was when I was pretty young.
I was scared.
Kind of fucked up though. I remember that being like kind of crazy.
That is kind of creepy. I was scared of everything until I played through Fear 1 and 2, and then it just melted away because it was like me facing my fears. It's weird, right?
But yeah, I'm really bad with horror video games. Like,
yeah,
I'm not like, again, I'm not easily like frightened or startled. Like horror movies like rarely do it to me, but like horror video games for whatever reason, especially especially if they're first person.
Well, it's because you're the one.
No, absolutely.
You're the one controlling the character, and in first person, it's like you're there in a way. So it's like if you're watching a horror film, you're like, "Don't open that door, bitch!" And she opens it, and you're like, I told you. I fucking told you, don't open that door. But then you're
play Resident Evil 7 and tell me you don't shit your pants.
Oh my god,
right?
that is hands down one of the scariest fucking video games
And
of all
yet,
time.
any other Resident Evil that's behind the back, I've never been scared of. Like there's not like a moment. I mean, I'll be like tense because it's a tense game, but like it's not like I'm, like Jesus.
This one's good.
Fuck that game.
7 in particular.
We bailed from 7 too.
Yeah, I got to the point where I had beaten a boss who was driving a car, if you know what that is. And then the next thing was
like the beginning of the game.
The next thing was to walk around the house, and you have a spider key, and then you got to go into a basement, and then all of a sudden there's like muck monsters or something, and then I was like,
yeah.
You know what?
That's where I stopped playing.
This is getting to the point where it's half like irritating because I'm dying a lot, and half horrifying as fuck. And so I'm like, I'll get back to this, and I just didn't. So yeah, scary game, dude.
That's exactly. I think we all got to the exact same place. I got into that basement, and I was like, you know what? I don't know if I can deal with muck monsters coming through the wall. I think I'm good.
I do got to play that though. I have to play through that. Like I said, Dead Space is good. It's a good time. That game is scary.
I really want to try
Resi
4 VR because I've never done a VR horror game before, and I think that'd be really fun.
Oh my god. There was an Insidious.
Dead Space is good, and I beat that one. So let's put it that way. It's not that scary.
Well, there's a remake, right?
I know. I'm aware. I'll play it.
Yeah, you should. It's really good. It's actually coming to Game Pass tomorrow.
No.
Yes,
really? That's awesome.
Correct. So you can play through a 2-gauge.
What? That's awesome. I'm so excited about that.
So cool, right? It's like the best Halloween gift ever from Xbox. Thank you very much, Papa Phil. But like the original Dead Space still holds up. It's still scary, but the remake, like with the graphical fidelity and like the lighting especially, and the sound design, it's just so fucking great. Oh yeah. Alan Wake on Friday, which is like the big game this month besides Wonder that I really want to buy. That game looks horrifying and super great. So I can't wait to do that.
It's so Twin Peaksy. It looks so good.
Yeah.
And then
Cool.
the shout out, just while we're on it real fast, shout out to that Xbox partner showcase this morning. It was pretty good.
Oh yeah. It was. There's a couple games in there that Like a Dragon, Animal Crossing shit was funny. It looks like
great.
A fun time. And of course, I was intrigued by that city builder, medieval whatever game.
Manor Lords, I think it was called.
Yeah, Manor Lords. That's like 100% a Jacob game. So I was like, yeah, baby. Yeah, just getting that out of the way. That's something that happened.
No,
today.
I also was intrigued.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that coming to PC Game Pass. And there was like a roguelite flow state game that looked pretty sweet. Anime shit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we're now at a crossroads. I know I brought this up before. I like SCP, which stands for Secure, Contain, Protect. It is a series of creepypastas. They're all really great. They've been around forever. They're sort of the basis for the game Control, aside from like X-Files and stuff. Basically just like weird, like almost like a shadow government arm of the government that's like containing strange monsters and like weird stuff. So
Totally.
Check out, just Google SCP Foundation. You'll find the wiki with all the stuff, and then newcomers come first. Just read that. Some really cool stuff. So I pulled up some SCPs that I wanted to read through. Some are really good. I know we've been going for a bit here, so I don't know if we want to get into that. But if anything, there's just one that I want to read. That's super short.
Lay it on us. I mean,
okay. So remember, like each of these SCPs are like almost like a government file on a weird like thing. Like think of like, I mean, I'm trying to remember exactly, but in the game Control, there was like an SCP that was like a pink flamingo that could teleport. And so there's like a file on like how they're containing it. They're like, oh, make sure you keep it in a room covered in lead so that it can't teleport out of the room or something. And it's just like some random pink flamingo. And they're like, oh yeah, we found it in Florida. And this guy was like trying to figure out why this pink flamingo is disappearing from his lawn. And so just like funny stuff like that. There's also like really scary shit. Like there's an SCP about a creature that like tries to lure you in by seeming like it's not moving, but the second that you touch it, it like rots you from the inside out. It's really fucked up. There's a really interesting SCP that no one can remember. That's
Whoa.
the whole bag, right?
I love that. That's great.
It's like the file's like no one knows. That was good. You got me. No sound needed. Yeah. So like basically the whole foundation of SCP-055 is that like no one knows if it's dangerous or not. No one. Fuck.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
No, but they can't remember it.
No one can remember it, so I don't know if it's dangerous or nice. Like the only thing they can remember about it is that what it's not. And so like one of the things was like, oh, they just know it's not a sphere because they can remember what it isn't. They can't remember what it does, what it looks like, how it got there, anything about it. So like just really cool, interesting stuff like that go into it. But here's one that's really funny. So I'll just quickly read this. This is SCP dash ____ dash J. That's the item number. Object class, bunch of underscores. Special containment procedures. In a box in my office. Description, it's a rock that makes you procrastinate. Addendum, probably mimetic or something. I'll finish writing this up later. Dr. Fang. It's a really good one.
That's super good.
But yeah, I looked up some other ones. This one was really cool. This one we don't even have to read. We'll just kind of go through. That's why this is another really good one here. So this one, like literally what we're about to learn about this SCP is that no information can be written about it besides symbols. So the SCP number is just dots. It's K class apparently. There's the symbol of what it looks like, right? So here's a diagram, right? It's locked up. The I for information about it is that it's good to have information about it in symbols, but don't write about it. Don't talk about it like I am now. So I could be risking myself of being destroyed by the SCP. Don't download files written about it. It is only accessible by like the highest level of SCP.
4 and
people.
5 levels, yeah.
See that, right? The information about it is it's got sticky tendrils, right?
Wow.
It can phase through walls.
Wow.
It can perceive real information, but not symbols, right?
Crazy.
So then this was like, okay, here was experiments. So we have experiment A. There were symbols. That guy was looking at symbols, and then a speaker read out instructions. So he wrote instructions, or he wrote information about that thing on a piece of paper. It showed up through the walls. It picked up the piece of paper, and it left. And that guy was like scared, right?
Of course. Yeah, totally.
Here's B. Same kind of scenario. So instead of writing it down, they read out the information. He repeated the information. And then the creature, instead of taking the paper, took him. And he disappeared.
Wow. Terrifying.
It's fucking weird, right?
That's hot.
That's hot.
That's hot. But yeah, so SCP,
Sticky
man.
tendrils.
So many really cool ones. The thing that's interesting about SCP is that a lot of them were written by, they found an image first and then just like wrote like essentially a fan fiction about the image. So like one of the most iconic ones.
Jesus Christ.
This fucked up image, right? And then I'll just do this quickly. It's SCP-173. It's one of the most iconic ones. Basically, it doesn't move unless you look away, right? So only like every time people have to enter the room, 3 people have to enter the room at the same time so that 2 are looking at it at all times.
All times.
And they have to communicate that like, I'm not reading it. I'm just reading it from memory.
Sure.
They have to coordinate their blinks so he doesn't move, right? That's why 2 people have to be observing him at all times. Apparently that floor is feces and blood. No one knows where it came from.
Wow.
And if you look away and you're in its vicinity, it will. Oh Jesus, fuck!
Oh god, that one really
my
fucking
God.
got me. Jesus Christ.
Oh, got me. Damn. If you look away and it gets to you, it will either sever your spinal cord or strangle you to death.
Wow.
So there you go.
Stuff.
That's one of the most. That's
Interesting.
SCP-173. There are thousands of SCPs, guys. But there's just so many. Like I said, there's the one where you forget about it. There's the one that what is it? I'm sorry, hold on. Yeah. There's one where like if you think about it and come in contact with it, it like is distressed and then it runs after you and there's nothing that can stop it. No material can stop it in its tracks. It will come after you and kill you. That one's really scary. Oh, and then the really interesting one is SCP-087 where it's stairs. Okay? It's like in a building and stairs that go down. And it seems like the stairs just keep going down forever, right? But the further you go down, you start to hear a kid crying and stuff.
I've been hiding under your bed. Gonna put your head between two slices of bread.
Got me.
Nice.
That was funny. And then eventually you'll see this weird ghostly figure face down here that will start to chase you. But no one's ever really gotten all the way to the bottom to find the kid that's crying. And so like they boarded it up and fucking like put a padlock and stuff. And after their fourth attempt of having someone explore, like people just kept hearing people banging on the door. And so they put padding on the other side of the door. And so now no one hears the banging and no one goes in there ever again. But like there's like 3 documents showing like the transcript of the people exploring, going down further and further. And like the first one, the guy was scared. The second one, the person was in a coma. The third person never came back. And we don't even know what happened to the fourth person. You know?
Damn, it's escalating.
Right? So it's just so cool. And like they put these like redacted little symbols on here. So like, but there's nothing underneath them, you know? So like it's just written into the creepypasta, but I just love it so much. So like definitely go to the SCP Foundation. Just Google it. It's the easiest way to find it. And just read some of those. They're so cool.
I like that the thing about the shimmer in Annihilation. It's kind of like a similar thing to that other SCP where it's like you go in and you just don't remember anything after that. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just another, sort of a copier.
It's very, very cosmic horror, like you were saying, like Lovecraftian. That's, you know, cosmic as well. That's what I love about it. But it's structured in a way where the fan fiction is written like it's some sort of document. It always starts with the name of the thing and then how to contain it, and then they describe everything after that. So I just
the database.
Yeah, it's like reading a weird document about stuff, and then half the shit is redacted, and you're like, oh man, you have to fill in the blanks. Like one of them I was reading today was like, oh, it tries to always kill children between blank and 2 blanks, you know? So you're like, oh, well, what, 8 and 10 or fucking 6 and 12? Like you have to like kind of think about it in your own brain. So I don't know. SCP is cool. There's obviously a lot of SCP stuff out there, like fan fiction, games, et cetera, but just always go to the source and read it.
When I finish my short story, which I really do want to finish one day, but it's one of those things where it's so nerdy and so unnecessary that I just find I cannot dedicate any time to it. But I'm halfway through a short story about the missing No from Pokemon.
Sweet.
And it's about this girl who works for the Pokedex company as like a coder, and she's like on Cinnabar Island, like working in a lab, like late one night, and she like keeps getting this error code, like missing underscore number or NO, missing underscore NO, like over and over on this program she's trying to like complete, and like shit starts like fucking with her like throughout the night, and she finds that like she can't leave the lab, and like she's like starts to like all these numbers start to fuck with her, and she keeps getting this like coding error that like just keeps like ruining her life more and more. And eventually, like the story starts off with this kid on Cinnabar Island, just like finding her walking on the beach, just like saying the numbers like over and over again, and her being completely insane. So yeah, it's kind of fun.
That's dope. I would read that.
But it totally like goes through the whole like actual glitch of how you have to like walk up and down the beach on that one thing and then go like catch a Pokemon with that guy. But instead in the story, it's like her having a dream about like her grandfather like taking her into the woods as a kid, and like it's pretty fun. It goes through the whole cheat code.
You gotta also see the guy about to commit suicide on the roof, dude.
What?
You don't know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Now I remember. Sorry.
It's because there's always a guy like a random NPC like that spawns on the corner of that roof when you're in a specific spot.
I forgot about that. Man, you know what? Pokemon Red and Blue actually, Lavender Town, has some creepy ass shit going on in it.
Hold on, let's listen to some Lavender Town.
It's
on our
great
way out
music.
of here. It's so good. It's one of my favorite. Oh, original Japanese version. What? Let's see.
Perfect.
Fuck yeah. Anything else, boys, before we get out of here? This is another great DARKCAST, another year of scary shit. Feeling good, getting scared by everybody with the sound alerts.
Yeah, that was a good call. A shout out to Miss Envy for that thought.
Yeah, thanks, Miss Envy, for that. Miguel, what were you saying?
No, I said good job.
Good job.
Great job.
Great job. Can we hear it? Let's hear it.
Great job.
There you go.
Great job.
Yeah, all right. So another DARKCAST in the books. Did we see anything in the dark? You see anything? Oh, no. Just Rosa over there, just trying to scare me. That's all.
As this gummy kicked in more and more, I definitely was getting a little more hair raised on the back of my neck. But other than that, no visions.
One last scream from our buddy. Nice. So this was Neon Pocket Dimension DARKCAST. We're doing it every year. The podcast closest to Halloween. We all want to wish you a happy Halloween. Go out there, dress up, watch a couple more horror movies. You only got so much more time. I mean, it's the 25th. You got like 6 days. Watch something scary.
Every day is Halloween if you want it to be.
Halloween.
Yeah,
man. Listen to Thriller and Dance with the Skeletons.
If you're in the Humboldt County or Northern California area, come out to Richard's Goat this Friday to see me spin some spooky dark techno vibes, and everyone's gonna be dressed up in some weird BDSM Halloween goth stuff. It's gonna be fun.
Gangster.
So it's
Sounds
that
like
party.
your time.
Yeah, that party is called the Throat Goat, and so that's fun. I'm spinning at midnight, but I'll be there all night. So come through.
That's gangster. I'm throwing a little party with my cousins and my sister and stuff, so that'll be fun. I'll be spinning too. For a tiny little baby crowd, but yeah, I would love to go to that event and watch you spin at midnight. That'd be so great.
Oh yeah.
If you want to watch us live, find us at twitch.tv/Neon Pocket Dimension, Tuesdays or Wednesdays, 7 Pacific. If you want to figure out what day we're recording that week, find us at NPD Squad on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. And if you're watching live, you want to watch this stuff later, find us on YouTube. Just search for Odd Valley Studios or go to youtube.com/@OddValleyStudios or just search Neon Pocket Dimension. I think we pop up on Google. So, yeah. We love you.
SEO on lock.
We love you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you next time. Woo.
Hopefully it's nice and dark where you are. Woo.
Yeah, sit in the dark for an hour and 39 minutes like we did.
Feel it out.
Feel it. Feel it. Feel it. Feel the vibrations. That's all I got.
Hey, Mark.
Say goodbye, fellas.
Goodbye.
Bye. Good episode.